In the vast annals of aviation history, where tales of miraculous survivals and heartbreaking tragedies intertwine, there lies the story of an event so devastating that it would forever change the skies. Welcome to a journey through time, to a fateful day that tested the limits of human courage, engineering might, and the fragile thread between life and death. This is the story of Japan Airlines Flight 123. On a seemingly ordinary day in August 1985, a Boeing 747SR, the workhorse of the skies, embarked on a routine flight from Tokyo to Osaka. It has been in service for 7 years, ever since it's been delivered to Japan Airlines in 1978. Little did its passengers and crew know, they were minutes away from being at the heart of the deadliest single aircraft disaster in history. But what caused this titan of the air to meet such an unthinkable fate? How did a series of overlooked errors and a single flawed repair conspire to seal the fate of 524 souls? And amidst the despair, how did 4 miraculous survivors emerge from the wreckage, defying the very laws of survival? Join us as we unravel the layers of this tragic saga, from the heroic attempts to save the doomed flight to the aftermath that shook the aviation world to its core. Through expert interviews, survivor accounts, and a detailed investigation, we'll explore the lessons learned and the memories honored, ensuring that the legacy of Flight 123 continues to echo through time.
The wreckage of a jumbo jet can be seen scattered across the mountains. Your 747 loaded with more than 500 people at the peak of one of Japan's most popular travel holidays, and no signs of survivors.
On a day filled with anticipation for the Bon Festival, a time for reunions and familial bonds, passengers aboard Japan Airlines Flight 123 were all set for their journey from Tokyo's Haneda Airport to Osaka International Airport, Itami Airport. This routine flight, a path flown countless times before, promised no surprises as it lifted off into the evening sky at 6:12 p.m., bidding farewell to the runway, its passengers unaware of the tragic twist of fate awaiting them. Just 12 minutes into the flight, as darkness began to envelop Tokyo, an unforeseen disaster struck high above Sagami Bay, casting a shadow of dread over Higashi-Izu. A catastrophic decompression event, triggered by the loss of the aircraft's tail, plunged the cabin into chaos, marking the beginning of a harrowing ordeal when the plane was cruising at an altitude of 24,000 feet above land. In the cockpit, Captain Masami Takahama, serving as an instructor to First Officer Yutaka Sasaki, faced an unprecedented challenge. With Sasaki's 4,000 flight hours and Takahama's extensive experience of over 12,400 hours, including significant time on 747s, the crew was seasoned yet unprepared for what lay ahead. Accompanied by flight engineer Hiroshi, with nearly 9,800 hours of flight experience, the trio battled against the odds. Their immediate distress call sought an emergency return to Haneda Airport, a request initially met with a suggestion to divert to Nagoya, 72 miles away, which Takahama declined in favor of Haneda. As air traffic control acquiesced, a fleeting hope arose, a hope that they might yet steer the crippled aircraft to the safety of the ground. However, as the situation unraveled, it became evident that the plane, now devoid of crucial hydraulic control, was beyond their command. Despite the crew's valiant efforts and Captain Takahama's attempts to communicate with both air traffic control and those on board, the aircraft remained unyielding, a ghost ship in the sky. With hydraulic pressure dwindling and the plane's response growing increasingly erratic, their dire predicament underscored the grim reality. They were at the mercy of a flight that had slipped beyond the realm of control, a flight caught in a desperate struggle against fate itself. "Don't do the crime if you can't do the time," is a popular saying. But unfortunately, in this tale, the victims did the time for a crime someone else committed. For Japan Airlines Flight 123, disaster had struck not on the fateful day of the 12th of August, but 7 years prior. On the 2nd of June 1978, Japan Airlines Flight 115's routine landing at Itami Airport took a heart-stopping turn. Amidst what should have been a routine touchdown, the aircraft, JA8119, bounced with such force that it sent shockwaves through the cabin. In a desperate attempt to regain control, the pilot pulled back too hard, resulting in a severe tail strike that went unnoticed initially. Despite the chaos, Boeing technicians swiftly intervened, repairing the hidden damage, a crack in the aft pressure bulkhead, With 8,130 flight hours under its belt, the aircraft was declared airworthy. Yet unbeknownst to all, this event foreshadowed a far more tragic chapter in aviation history. Fast forward to the 12th of August 1985, Japan Airlines Flight 123 finds itself grappling with an unfathomable crisis. With its tail blown off, the aircraft hurtled through the skies, its fate hanging in the balance. Captain Takahama, facing a dire situation, fought relentlessly against the odds. Despite 30 minutes of valiant efforts, the grim reality set in. The descent required to reach breathable altitudes was unattainable. Even attempts to slow the plane's descent proved futile, leaving the crew with dwindling options and mounting desperation. As the flight navigated the treacherous terrain of a mountainous region northwest of Tokyo, tragedy struck with devastating swiftness. The plane's fourth engine struck treetops on Mount Mikuni, setting off a catastrophic chain of events. Within mere seconds, the aircraft was engulfed in chaos, flipping upside down and careening towards its final resting place near Mount Takamagahara. Despite Captain Takahama's remarkable efforts, the flight's descent into disaster was inevitable, culminating in a heartbreaking end that echoed through the annals of aviation history. From the crash, 520 people died, making Japan Airlines Flight 123 the deadliest incident involving a single jet. Only 4 people miraculously survived, including Yumi Ochiai, an off-duty flight attendant, Keiko Kawakami, a 12-year-old girl, and Hiroki and Mikiko Yoshizaki, a mother and daughter. They were all in the back left row of the jet, which was the only intact part when it was found. However, it's postulated that after the initial crash, the number of survivors was much higher. The Japanese authorities told the U.S. Air Force rescue efforts to stand down as there wasn't a suitable space for helicopters to land in the mountains, while they believed that the higher possibility was that nobody survived that crash and rescuers arrived 14 hours after the crash. They found people with intact bodies suffering injuries, which serves to show that people did survive, but shortly succumbed to death due to shock, exposure overnight, and the injuries that would have been survivable if they had been tended to earlier. After the devastating crash, Japan Airlines faced a sharp decline in public trust, with domestic flight bookings plummeting by 1/3 as rumors swirled about Boeing's admission of fault to protect JAL's reputation. This skepticism wasn't just hearsay, it had tangible impacts, with a notable drop in passengers opting for JAL's services, both domestically and internationally, for the first time in years. Amidst this turmoil, JAL took steps to compensate the victims' families with a substantial sum, yet without admitting any direct responsibility. The tragic aftermath saw the resignation of JAL's president and was further marred by the suicides of 2 JAL employees, deeply affected by the disaster and its repercussions on their professional lives. In an effort to move past the incident, JAL made several changes, including retiring the ill-fated flight number and gradually phasing out the Boeing 747s for newer models on the same routes. The crash site and the memory of those lost have since been honored with accessible memorials and annual gatherings. Moreover, the incident spurred significant safety initiatives, leading to the creation of the Safety Promotion Center, aimed at ingraining the importance of safety in airline operations. This center, which includes poignant exhibits like parts of the crashed plane and passengers' farewell notes, serves as a somber reminder and a lesson in the paramount importance of safety. Remarkably, the captain's daughter chose to continue her connection with JAL as a flight attendant, symbolizing resilience and the human capacity to find hope and purpose in the aftermath of tragedy. And in a solemn tribute to their bravery and skill, the pilots and the flight engineer of the ill-fated flight were honored with the Polaris Award by the International Federation of Airline Pilots Associations, posthumously. This award stands as the pinnacle of civilian accolades in the realm of aviation, a testament to their enduring legacy. The tale of Japan Airlines Flight 123 is a tragic one, especially when you think about how skilled and dedicated the captain and crew were. Had the circumstances of descent been more forgiving, there's a very high chance that Captain Takahama could have made it safely. Not to mention, had the rescue effort been more diligent, there could have been more survivors in the aftermath of this tragedy. It seems that there's yet a lot to learn about the maintenance of Boeing planes, as well as the urgency of rescue efforts. Still, the bravery and persistence of the captain and crew serve as an inspiration to everyone involved in flying today. We hope you've enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to learn more fascinating facts about the tales of the sky.